Hello strategy gaming enthusiasts, my name is AlzeboHD, and in EU4's new King of Kings DLC, there's no place like Rome. The Byzantine boys are back with a massive update that improves everyone's favorite Greco-Roman rump state, and in this video guide, I will show you how to reforge the Roman Empire with pro-Neue strategies that include instantly inheriting vast tracts of land and Turking back Greece in about 9 years. This video is sponsored by Parabox Interactive, and you can pick up the King of Kings immersion pack tomorrow on Steam by using the link shown on your screen. In patch 1.36, Byzantium has received massive changes that I'd like to quickly cover before diving into the opening strategy. In the 1444 starting date, Byzantium has been granted the new province of Mesembria, a Bulgarian cultured grassland perfect for developing or releasing into a feedable subject state. Their heir has been buffed to a 5-2-3. Their starting government form has been nerfed and spawns pretender rebels upon secession, but also allows you access to the new Pronoia subject form, and will be able to upgrade this reform later in our campaign. The most severe difficulty we'll encounter in the early game are the 4 cursed privileges that Byzantium is now saddled with, but they, much like their government reform, can be resolved via decisions, events, and missions. Byzantium now boasts among the most missions in the game, has an entirely new and redesigned national idea set, and wields many unique mechanics we'll cover more deeply within this guide. When you're ready to roll, go ahead and select Byzantium in Iron Man mode, and we'll get started with our opening strategy. Before we unpause our game, go ahead and summon the Diet and choose either the Conquer Arta or obtain 2 allies' proposals, then seize some crown land. Our ruler is a 2-2-2 piece of poo, so make him into a general to increase his chance of dying, and always send him into every battle. Next, we'll set our rivals on Genoa first, and either Moldova or Tunis second, but be sure not to rival Venice, as we'll need to ally with the knights who are frequently their friends. We'll send diplomats to increase relations with Serbia and the knights, and hold our 3rd diplomat for our first month war against Epirus. Our next step is to spend all 50 of our ducats to construct 5 galley ships in all 5 of our provinces, and then we'll send our starting navy to Constantinople to ferry our military. Once you unpause your game, you'll get this event where we will choose the first option. Once our boats arrive, we'll embark our men and sail them to southern Greece and move our boats into blockade formation around the Ionian Sea. On December 11th, we can declare war on Epirus to recover our core in Arta. This war will be the easiest in our campaign, and we'll simply wait and fully annex their state. As Arta is already our core, we can recruit infantry immediately, and we'll hire 2, while improving relations with Serbia and potentially Cyprus. Once our army finishes recruitment, we can unlock the Impending Doom and False Despots missions, which will grant us claim over the Turkish Stain and west into Naples. Next, we'll ally Serbia, set our monarch focus to military, and unlock the Reclaim Constantinople mission, where we will ask Serbia for monetary compensation. Since we've already allied Sugar Daddy Serbia, they'll send us the full amount of 250 ducats after several months, which we can use to pay off our loans and repair the Theodosian walls via decision. For the other mission, we'll develop Corinth twice and hire a level 1 military advisor to unlock the Hexamillion Wall and Defense in-depth mission, which grants us much needed plus 10% army morale. Optionally, we can adopt the Religious State estate for plus 1 monthly admin mana, otherwise you should send your diplomats to curry favors with Serbia and the Knights to prepare for our first war with the Ottoman Empire. One of 2 outcomes are likely to happen soon. Either the Ottomans sit on your border and invade, in which case all of your allies will join, or they declare war on an Anatolian minor nation and send all their troops to their eastern periphery. If they're stuck in a fort in enemy lands, it's time to take the war into our own hands. And if we're really lucky, the Turks will stop paying tribute via event, which will allow us to spawn 21,000 rebels in their capital and block them access across the strait. With or without the pretender, we'll send our fleet into the sea and use either favors or promises of land to get the knights to join us. Serbia and anyone else are optional and not even necessary. Our first goal in this war is to take the province of Gallipoli, which, when occupied, will prevent the Ottoman Empire from crossing the strait, as our navy combined with the Knights can hold off the Ottoman fleet. During this war, you should improve relations with Muscovy, Austria, and Egypt for potential future alliances, and use a smaller regiment of 1 to 2 infantry to carpet siege the Balkan territories. The Turks are still trapped, but those rebels we released have taken the capital, which means they'll probably move to siege Gallipoli. Don't be like HippoHobbily and wait until you have to scorch the earth to escape. If you've spawned this death stack, just let them take Gallipoli, as it will block straight access to the Ottomans in the same way as taking it for ourselves. Whether you or the Ottoman uncle take the fort, you're now free to siege and occupy every Ottoman province west of Asia, as the Turkish armies are stuck in Anatolia. Their capital is our second goal, but with the rebel death stack, it's unlikely we'll hold it for more than a few months. Now we sit back and wait until war exhaustion and rising war score cripples the Ottomans, and potentially regret spawning a rebel army we can't possibly defeat on our own. Patience and the waiting is the hardest part, and if you want to save some money, you can stop paying your soldiers and mothball your forts while your fleet holds the straits. If you spawned the rebel uncle, he might leave to go to the gas station, in which case you should siege Gallipoli and the capital for yourself. Eventually, we'll hit the war score cap of 25, which will allow us to separate peace any co-belligerents and take the Turks to the table for our first peace treaty. Take all of the Greek provinces shown on screen and push for war reparations and as many ducats as physically possible. You've reversed the downfall of the Roman Empire with a few boats and a drunken uncle of the Ottoman Sultan. In under 9 years from our game's start, we have restored Roman rule over Greece and can start paying off our loans and break up with the Knights as we no longer need them. Instead, we'll make our best friends Austria and Muscovy and ally both as soon as we can. With our money and manpower, we can also get rid of our cursed army privilege by fielding 20,000 infantry and hiring a level 2 advisor to repair our army via decision. Just be sure to fire the advisor when you're finished. Since we have 8 port provinces, we can also get rid of the reliance on Republic's privilege at the same time. In June 1454, we can finally annex Athens diplomatically, which will only take a month, as they're already our core. Once you're ready for another war, declare on Serbia using the claims from your Byzantine missions. Regardless of your RNG, this will be incredibly easy. But if you're unlucky like me, another Balkan barony might have slid into Serbia first, so wait for your turn and either annex a few provinces or vassalize them if they've been weakened by Albanians. If you can also manage an alliance with Egypt, it would give you quite the advantage, and you should select the reformed Pronoia government form to take advantage of Byzantium's new subject state. Simply lower the liberty desire of any of your subjects to 15% by placating their rulers, and you can use the subject interaction Land a Pronoiar to gain these special states. Use this time between wars to curry favors with Austria and Egypt, attain the very important military tech 5, and consecrate metropolitans to boost your patriarch authority to 10, so that you can then select the icon of Christ Pantocrator to lower your dev cost modifier. I like to dev boost my capital in the early game to stimulate the Byzantine economy, and once you have 10 favors with Austria, it's time to pay back the Venetians for the Fourth Crusade. With your Austrian favors ensured, it's time to declare war on Venice and their Mediterranean co-belligerents. Be sure to use your navy before the Venetians arrive, and snipe any isolated fleets while being sure to send your own into port protection once the death stack floats by your coast. While the Austrian navy is awful, we can reinforce them to outnumber this seafaring city-state and eventually wrest control of the seas. The Knights and Genoa are almost always allied to Venice in this war, so we'll focus on invading their islands and separately annexing Rhodes into our realm. Genoa is particularly rewarding as we can milk them for buckets of ducats, and when the sea lanes are cleared, it's time to ferry our forces onto the city of canals. Austrian involvement makes this incredibly easy, and we can use our position to declare a simultaneous war on Albania or Ragusa, as they are normally guaranteed by Venice. It's time to take as much money from these Latin losers as we physically can, while also annexing Crete, the Aegean Islands, and portions of Dalmatia. Ironically, our arch-enemy will fund the proceeds we need to embrace the Renaissance institution. Eventually, the non-guaranteed Albania or Ragusa will fall, but with godforsaken forts it might take years. Fully annex them for a mission that grants military power and 10% core cost reduction. By now, our truce with the Turks is gone, and with our allies on our side, we can outnumber these interlopers 3-1 before the battle's even begun. Our second war with the Ottomans is going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and we can send our Byzanta bros into the Balkans unopposed to carpet siege without any resistance. Luckily for me, Naples has joined this war as a co-belligerent, which means we can focus on them while our allies annihilate Anatolia. Your first Splendor ability should fire during this war, and you should take Transfer Subject for the upcoming peace deal, and for your first national idea group, I'd recommend Quantity, as this will give us both manpower and an additional 2 Pronoia subject states after completing the set. By separately piecing Naples, we can take their territory and transfer their subject Ferrara to ourselves, which will transform into a Pronoia to inherit automatically. Let your allies expand their own manpower on taking down the Turks, and before long, Anatolia will be under military occupation. For this second piece, I'd strongly recommend snaking around the Balkans and Anatolia to keep other empires out of your Ottoman reservations, and to allow you a second front from which to expand. Since we now control Islamic land, you should take the religious culture estate privilege for easier conversions and 2 unlockable missions. If you find your economy in the same state as the modern Greek state, you can also destroy your unused forts to balance your budget. The Black Sea is our next logical expansion opportunity, and you should fabricate claims on Theodoro once your sea lanes converge. Any excess monarch power should be used to develop Constantinople in the capital region, which, once done 20 times, will unlock the Tarnished State branching mission path and make Constantinople the city of world's desire. Our subject Serbia's leader has died, which automatically inherits their entire country, and no, Pronoias are not OP. With our claims on Crimea, we can now declare war for Theodoro, take out their co-belligerent Georgia, and vassalize the state to create another Pronoia. In our campaign, Theodoro was vassalized by Crimea, which allows us even more territory for the taking, including the ability to secure their vassal Circassia via our Splendor ability. Now that we're in town, we can claim the Genoese colonies and Trebizond, but a more juicy CB will be to reconquer our Georgian subjects' territory from Karakayanu. Trebizond didn't last long without allies, and speaking of allies, if you haven't already built 5 churches and abandoned your Catholic allies, go ahead and do that, so that you can finally end the union of churches to convert your counties to Orthodox Christianity. This allows you to recover your authority and become a reformed Byzantine monarchy for a juicy 20% cultural conversion reduction, and if you hire a level 2 trade advisor, you'll be able to end Latin favoritism and attain economic independence. To our east, we'll feed our pronoun polity of Georgia their cores and claims, and it's time to enter into the mid-game of our Roman campaign. The road to 1500 AD leads us back to Italy, and whenever you get an opportunity to expand into our western ancestral lands, be sure to grab what you can. In our campaign, we're cursed to have Spain invading Naples, but our Ferrarese subject state has claims across the north, which will allow us to feed them cores from plentiful pasta polities. Aggressive expansion is insane in this region of the game, so be sure to improve relations with everyone in the HRE while you liquidate Latin resistance. Personally, I'm feeling frisky, so after feeding Parma to our Ferrarese Pronoia, I'll start a second war with Genoa and Venice, feed Ferrara 3 more cores, and select Influence as our second national group of ideas. It's time to check the oven, as the truce with Turkey has expired, so drop what you're doing and invade them before they are eaten by Egyptians, and on our western front, we'll avenge history by taking Venice and later obtaining the Last Crusade achievement. Of course, we'll also take Corsica and gobble up Genoa's Black Sea territories, as coalitions are only a number. We're ready to morb into our golden era, and for our third Turkish takeout, we'll annex Bulgaria and Asia Minor to complete their respective mission trees. The Byzantibros are back in town, and we've inherited our Ferrari fiefdom for free Italian cores, but time is ticking, and we need to juggle our aggressive expansion on multiple fronts. Karachkayanu holds ancestral Roman clay and will annihilate their allies, vassalize and Prenoaize Kurdistani Ardalan, and take as much territory as physically possible. For our fourth government reform, I recommend maintaining balance of power for the extra diplomat, and before long, we've inherited a gorged-out Georgia full of cores that we can state for free. Our Roman Empire is unstoppable, and will focus on finishing out our mission tree and speeding at speed 5 to juggle coalitions and truce timers. Take any and all non-coalition clay you see, feed your Prenoa's cores that will later inherit for free, and farm the Ottoman dynasty to unite your country's counties contiguously. We've arrived in the early 1500s, and it's time to quickly cover our political position and my recommendations for playing Byzantium. If you've expanded into Italy, you'll almost certainly have massive global coalitions, but if you cycle your diplomats and stack improved relations modifiers, this should only slow your expansion. For national ideas, I've selected quantity for manpower modifiers and a massive +2 to our number of pronoias, and influence to augment subject interactions, but for alternatives, I'd recommend offensive, which also increases your pronoias, and administration for the incredible 25% core cost reduction that stacks with the CCR and your national ideas. We've completed over half of the new Byzantine mission tree, and with our dominant position, we'll be able to mend the schism and force Christendom to orthodoxy by the mid to late game. Byzantine Rome is the third greatest power in the world, with the second most province development, and possesses the most developed city in early modern history. The Roman army is the second largest after Gaul, has the second largest navy after Hispania, and is 56.3% Greek after culturally converting the continent. The Hellenic language is spoken all over the Balkans, Italy, and Asia, and Albanians don't exist, while Orthodox Christianity is followed by about 90% of the population. We're ahead in time with technology despite lacking the colonial institution, have alliances with Tunis, Bohemia, and Muscovy, and are about halfway there to restoring the borders of the Roman Empire. With optimal play and skill, I'd expect pro players to be able to achieve imperial borders by 1520 and a world conquest by maybe 1560, but ultimately, I've got to say the Byzantine boys are a blast to play in the King of Kings update. We've made it to the end of today's video, but before you go, be sure to like the video and subscribe to HippoHobbily. This EU4 guide was made in partnership with Parabox Interactive, and you should check out the new King of Kings DLC in the description and pinned comment below, and check out the drop tomorrow on Steam. My most recent video has flopped harder than the Eastern Roman Empire, and I could use your help. If you'd like to see me take on City Skylines 2 with only cars, please consider checking out the video card at the top of your screen. If you want to subsidize HippoHobbily with ducats and receive perks like being in the channel credits, you can also donate to become a channel member or join my Patreon to funnel me copious cups of coffee. Walete, and don't forget to destroy Carthage. It's time now to solve the credits.